Not even once? Not even once? Are you serious? Yes, I'm serious. Watch the episode to find out why. Right after the intro. Welcome to the Day 1 Journey, episode 107. Chi-ching. Yeah. Not even once. Not even once. But what's the connection? Remember last episode, I shared with you why I don't use a bed. Yes, I don't sleep on a bed. I share all about that last episode. But then I told you, I promised to share with you what happened the first night I came here to Iceland. Pretty cold here. 0 Celsius degrees right now. I barely feel my fingers. But back then, as I shared with you, I started sleeping on the floor back then in Bangkok because it was so hot. But sleeping right on the floor was much cooler for me. So that was the reason. But also, when I came here to Iceland, I kept with this habit. Even though, what happened the first night I came? I came after 20 hours of flight, including all the connections from Bangkok to Reykjavik, Iceland. Then I came the first night. I entered the house, my friend's house. He gave me 2 rooms. Each one of the rooms had beds. But I have this habit, right, of not sleeping on a bed, and I was pretty tired from all the flights. So my friend told me, it's just one night. Maybe you don't sleep on the floor right now because you don't have space. Sleep for one night on the bed. This is where I say, not even once. This is when I say not even once. I know it may sound pretty extreme, but in today's episode, I want to emphasize the importance of not even once. I want to emphasize, of course, the importance for me in that context, so maybe you can relate or you cannot relate. I'm just sharing you my experience. So I knew I would arrive a little bit late to Iceland, and I knew that I would be a little bit tired, but I decided in advance to sleep on the floor as well. Why? Think about it from a different angle. You know these moments when your friend tells you, just one time, just one piece of cake, just one bite, just one cigarette, just one puff, just one, just one. And I want to emphasize this just one thing can be very dangerous, and it can be still very subtle. Because let's say you have a habit that you've been working on. It's not so easy. In my example, it was not sleeping on a bed, sleeping on the floor. But in your case, it can be any habit that you have. Maybe it's stop smoking, maybe it's cutting the crap from your diet. And then a friend comes, let's say it's a piece of cake, or something. So they made a new cake and they want you to taste it. But you started the habit of not eating the crap that you used to eat. So they tell you just one slice, just one bite. So in this episode, I'm here to remind you that one time can be one of many times. And one time, it can be the one time when you break the habit that you worked on for so long. And it was hard working on it. And you had reasons, right? Reasons why you started this habit of doing something or not doing something. Remember, this is the No Routine series. It's about cutting off the things that are not so much important to us, to make room, to make space for the stuff that are really important for us. So for example, you stop smoking or you stop eating crack, or you stop eating crap, and then your friend comes and tells you, yeah, just one cookie. Yeah, just one cookie. I want you, I'm laughing, but I'm serious. I want you to understand the implications of that just one cookie. Because that one cookie is the cookie that breaks your habit. It's the cookie that breaks the habit that you worked so much on. I want you to be reminded of the reasons why you started working on this habit. Because this one time can be one of many, and this one time is the one time that breaks the habit. It has an importance. It's not just one time. It is changing the direction. This is my message for you for the day. Be aware of these small things. You know, I used to be asked many times where one should push it. Yeah, like when one should, for himself, push it. This is where I push it. What do I mean by that? I came to Iceland. I was tired. I knew I will be tired. But I pushed it. I pushed it to set my room the way I wanted. The way I wanted as I arrived. Because I know when I'll be sleeping on the bed just one night, it will be a little bit comfortable. So maybe it will get to another night and another night. You see, the thing that we sometimes tend to forget is the power of momentum. That's the thing. When it's just one cookie, you cut the momentum, the good momentum that you had, and you might start a bad momentum going backwards. And for me, in that specific example with the bed, it wasn't even that hard for me. It's not one of the hardest habits that I have. If you saw episode 40, the cold showers is much harder for me. However, still, I know it's a habit and I wanted to keep it. By the way, I was in the army. I have no problem sleeping on the floor. It wasn't hard, but even though I was pushing it, I was coming to Iceland, and I asked my friend kindly to help me move all the beds from one room to another. I showed you that also in the last episode. So at the first night, I was sleeping on the floor, keeping the habit, not moving away, not changing the direction of where I was going with my habits. The power of habit, it is so powerful. Either way, this is my message for you for the day. We're a little bit out of time, but back to you. I have something interesting for you for the day. Maybe you can think about, maybe you have some idea. This is my assignment for you for the day. Next time someone tells you just one time, it can be anything, just one cookie, just one cigarette, just one piece of cake. If you have a habit that's important for you, I urge you to remind yourself why you started this habit. Yes, this is what I urge you to do. And you know what? I'll go even a step further. Your friend might say, just 1 hour. Let's say you went out to a party, and then you want to go home. You want that extra sleep because you want to be with extra energy the day afterwards, because you have something important, whether it's meeting your spouse, whether it's a job interview, whether it's a test, anything. You want to go home and sleep, and then your friend says, just 1 hour. I want to emphasize, I want you to I urge you to raise the level of awareness and understand that this hour can easily turn to 3 hours. And then it's a bad momentum, because then when you go home, you're a little bit extra tired, so you have less self-discipline, so you might open the fridge, get some ice cream, binge on some ice cream, then maybe binge on some videos on the internet, then maybe binge on some videos on the internet, and that's the cycle, that's the bad cycle that you might have. It's just with 1 hour. Raise the level of awareness, and once your friend tells you, just 1 hour, just one cookie, just one, understand, it can be a lot more than just one. Raise the level of awareness, do this till tomorrow, and of course, have an amazing day 1.